In today's news, Lola attempts another HIV test in Guyana.
More unusual sky sightings in the BVI.
We are live today with Dr. Michelle Martin from Therapy to Thrive about their mentorship program for boys.
First LGBT-friendly church opens in Guyana.
Director of the Emergency Management Agency fired in Puerto Rico, and Prince Harry and Meghan breaks ties with Windsors. Tons of details coming your way after this commercial break. When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages. Welcome, everyone. It is Monday, January 20th, 2020. My name is Javon Wilson.
And I'm Kyla Keisha Forbes.
Well, Kyla, unprecedented news in the British Virgin Islands.
A lot is
Breaking news.
happening.
Oh, my goodness. In the political history of the BVI, we see Alvaro Maduro Keynes, of course, the honorable representative for the 6th District, just crossing the floor to the Virgin Islands party now. I know this one was totally unexpected. She said during the press conference, which is still going on as we speak, that she would have been in conversations with the constituents in her district.
Yeah.
Some persons were seemingly aware of this, but this is pretty shocking to me. What do you think about this?
This is a lot. As you said in the press conference, she did say that she wouldn't be able to speak to everyone, but she did reach out to some of her supporters. Persons have asked, will this change somewhat of her mandate? There's a lot of questions that are kind of circulating around this. A lot of people I know, as this happens right now, want to know why.
Why? She claimed she was fulfilling her mandate just as the 6th District representative, but under the new administration will be able to do more. So we don't know if there probably was some constraints. Again, we do not know what the circumstances of the situation are so far.
Yes.
Based on what she's saying, it was pretty much an easy decision, and I'm sure the Virgin Islands party welcomed her with open arms.
It seems so, yes, because on her left, we had the premier of the Virgin Islands, Honorable Andrew Foy, and he seemed happy for the crossover, so we'll have to see how this develops.
I know so far, based on what we've heard, she has not been promised any ministerial role or junior minister role, but the premier is super confident that she will nevertheless be able to make significant contributions to the government of the Virgin Islands.
I can tell you a lot is going to develop in the next few days.
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to wait and see. And of course, here at 284 News, we will keep you updated.
All right, viewers, we're going to head straight into your newscast for today. Lolita Lola Calendar is making the headlines for attempting to fake yet another HIV test. Now, a few months ago, after being released from prison in the BVI from a similar conviction, the beautician, after returning to Guyana, paraded another counseling and testing card that suggested she's HIV negative. However, a probe conducted by the Georgetown Public Hospital has just confirmed that it is fake. Now, according to local reports, the card did not originate from the Georgetown Hospital and was not an authentic document. This was confirmed by the Chief Executive Officer of the hospital, Mr. Brigadier George Lewis. Now, acting upon this reality, the National AIDS Program Secretariat also conducted an investigation which traced the fake testing card to an HIV counselor who colluded with Lola in the fraudulent process. The man who worked at NAPS allegedly provided Lola with a blank card, allowing her the opportunity to input false information. This same counselor, viewers, also worked at a non-governmental organization that is involved in the fight against HIV/AIDS, but that contract ended in December, according to research done by News Source Guyana. Now, as a result of his cooperation with Lola, it is likely that he might be suspended by NAPS before facing dismissal or criminal charges before the court. Now, Kyla, all of this resulting from Lola posting the fake card to social media a few months ago. Employees at the Georgetown Public Hospital quickly recognized that it was fake because it did not carry the hospital's stamp. Instead, that information was written in. Matter of fact, all the other information was written in allegedly by the accused herself. Now, to make matters worse, this is not the first time that Lola's attempted to prove to her 70,000 plus fans, Kyla, on social media that she's HIV negative after her fiance died with the disease. Last year, she was sentenced to 6 months in jail right here in Tortola for the same exact thing, faking an HIV test. Luckily, the health officials recognized and she was prosecuted accordingly. Now, as if that was not enough trouble for the mother of three, last Friday, Lola was also found guilty of assaulting another beautician and ordered to pay the sum of 200,000 Guyana dollars. Now, that's the equivalent to 1,000 US dollars to the woman. The magistrate, after reviewing the video of the fight that went viral in 2008, concluded that Lola was the aggressor and ordered her to pay the fine or to face jail time. Now, Kyla, this was definitely one of the stories that went viral via our 284 Media platform simply because of the bizarre nature of what occurred.
Definitely bizarre.
Lola attempted this very same thing in Tortola last year, and as the details unravel, it was just really sickening to see the attempt, first of all, and also a lot of persons concluded that 6 months was not enough time for her and the possibility that she was endangering the lives of other people. But now again, as if she wouldn't have learned that lesson, traveled back to Guyana and apparently is in the same situation as we speak, and again in more trouble with the law. So it really makes you wonder and beckons the question, when does it stop?
I agree with you. Viewers, more unusual sky sighting appears in the BVI. Last Friday, January 17th, the residents of the BVI saw a fiery object flying through the sky. Residents from Great Mountain, Bruce Bay, Manuel Reef, Virgin Gorda, and Norman Island reported sightings of the mysterious ball of fire descending from the sky. I also saw the fireball soaring through the sky. Of course, you can imagine the expression. Viewers, you can imagine my expression. I was like, what is this? Okay. Of course, residents took to social media, all reporting their viewpoint of the sighting. Persons believe that the object was a meteorite. Of course, when these things happen, Javon, people make up all sorts of stories, okay? The sighting is no different than the occurrence that took place on December 18, 2019, when a white light was seen moving in the sky some distance away before disappearing into the air. Similar sighting was seen in other Caribbean countries. This is the second time in the duration of a month that the mysterious object has graced the BVI skies. Residents are now uneasy by the repeated mysterious sighting, as anyone would be, because definitely we're unaware of what these things can be. So.
And that's the thing that puzzles us the most. I think persons across the world, not just in the BVI, not just in the region, but across the world stage, who have seen these things, they attribute it to two things. They either say it's something extraterrestrial, or they blame it on, top secret global government conspiracy. So both of them we've never been able to figure out, but it is pretty scary. And in addition to that, we've been seeing a lot of things that are unprecedented and unexpected when we think about the climate and the weather. And so all of these possibly tie into the whole system of conspiracy. So we really don't know what it is, and we just have to, I don't know, I guess we just have to figure it out for ourselves and come up with our own assumptions of what we think it is. But viewers, we have to move right along. Still ahead, we have Guyana opening their first LGBT-friendly church. And we are also live with Dr. Michelle Martin from Therapy to Thrive about their mentorship program for boys. Now, this one is going to be super, super interesting. Stay tuned.
Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. this could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages.
Viewers, welcome back. As we promised, we have a live interview with Dr. Michelle Martin for Therapy to Thrive. Javon has all the details for you, so over to Javon.
Thank you so much, Kyla. I am so honored to be sitting with Dr. Michelle Martin from Therapy to Thrive. First of all, welcome to 284 Media.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. So, Dr. Martin, usually we see a lot of representation for girls and women. And I always say women should not be empowered at the expense of our boys. That's one of the things I believe in. But we really see Therapy to Thrive stepping up in this capacity and representing for our boys. So just tell us all about the program, what it's about, what inspired it, and why you thought it was important for your company.
So as mentioned, I'm Dr. Michelle Martin, clinical psychologist. I'm originally from St. Thomas, but I've been working in Tortola for about 3 years. This is where my family's from, so it just felt at home and natural. But shortly after Irma, I did a lot of work in the school system, so I had a chance to mentor both boys and girls. And I noticed there was a huge discrepancy with truancy rates as well as anger management issues, especially with boys. So when I first started my practice back in April of 2019, I did a lot of things for girls because I felt it was natural. I knew the disconnect and I knew a lot of resources that were available. But with time, a lot of parents and referrals came primarily for our males. So I sat down with a lot of my staff. We brainstormed for the perfect program that would be evidence-based for boys. And we went with it.
All right. So we see the program. It's called Helping Boys Manage. It's going to be starting on February 8th, running up until May 23rd. And speaking with you behind the scenes, I'm learning that this is the third attempt, third try. Just tell us about the services that will be offered and as well as the age group.
Absolutely. So before this program, I did a summer camp for girls, which was awesome to help increase social skills and confidence. The second program that's still going on right now is my developmental program for kids 2 to 9 who has disabilities with speech, anger issues, temper tantrums, poor social skills. So we're helping those little kiddos get it going and functioning appropriately. And my program with the boys is phenomenal in the sense that I have a lot of community resources available. For instance, anger issues, we have a lot of music therapy with Mr. Akim Johnson. We have a lot of male group facilitators that will be helping them, mentor them through school.
And that is the group male.
Great collaboration. We're collaborating with them as well as other male clinicians or providers in the community that I can't disclose at this moment.
That's okay.
And I've also paired up with a couple of other companies. For instance, Alliance Charter will be teaching a lot of these boys how to fish, how to sail, how to work the marine industry.
Basic skills.
Absolutely. Teaching them how to do plumbing, electrical work. Because the reality is, everyone may not go to college. It's not for everyone. But a lot of kids are so gifted and talented with their hands. It's just to expose them to a lot of other vocational career paths. So we want to do that. We want to get them more interested in academics, and so it doesn't feel so daunting. And that we have a lot of academic support there available for them.
So you change the language.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Make it more natural.
Now, interestingly, what I love about this initiative is the fact, too, that NHI fully covers the program.
Absolutely.
Let's speak about that.
Yes. So All parents have to register the child. It's about $25.
Okay.
And that technically covers their copay for all of these services. But NHI helps cover all of the therapeutic interventions that are in place. So these kids will be doing group therapies to help them with conflict resolution, anger management, social skills. Some of them still have anxiety and trauma post-Irma, even though it's 2 years
I mean,
after.
adults do. I could just imagine.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's affected them personally, academically, and socially. So all of these services meet criteria for their treatment plans, and so therefore NHI will cover their group therapy.
All right, in wrapping up, again, when I opened, I said, it shouldn't be at the expense of our boys. And, I believe that we need women empowerment. I feel for many years we've been stifled in that capacity, and we're reclaiming our power. And women empowerment is important, but I don't feel like we should exclude our boys, our men out of the conversation of development and growth. And so that representation is so important. Tell the listening parents why they should enroll their sons into this program.
Absolutely. If we look at the past years in the cycle, we're losing a lot of our boys to the correctional system, early deaths, and pretty much there's a huge family disconnect as well. This program is to help decrease a lot of these statistics and increase family unity. A lot of our parents feel like they can't connect or can't talk to their children, but it's not that they want to, but there's been a wall that's been built. So these interventions and therapies and mentoring is to break that and bridge it all together.
And break those intergenerational curses and cycles.
Yes, which is huge.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much, Dr. Martin. We're looking forward to what comes out of it. And of course, you're always free to visit us again if there's anything.
Sure, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Kyla, back to you.
Thank you so much, Javon. An amazing interview with Dr. Martin. And I think this just shows how important mental health is, but also how important it is to not leave our boys behind. So definitely great stuff. But we go on to, on the island of Guyana, a very controversial topic has arisen as it pertains to the church and the LGBTQ community. According to reports by iNews Guyana, the island has seen its first LGBTQ-friendly church. Hope of Christ Anglican Church is a place for worship specifically open for persons of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer plus community. Across the world, if we're being honest, the LGBTQ community has not been traditionally welcomed in churches with open arms. The church, which was founded by Pastor Marvin Livian, aims to provide a place of worship for people of all races, genders, and sexuality, along with getting the message of love, inclusion, and affirmation to the people. In addition, other churches in Guyana are stepping up and speaking out on the very controversial topic. The Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Guyana and Mr. Charles Davidson, who leads the Anglican faith in Guyana and Suriname, said during a forum that, and I quote, "The church has nothing against homosexuality and gay persons are accepted in our congregation. The challenge faced by many, however, is understanding sexuality. We may not accept the sexual behavior that you do, but you are still a child of God." End quote. Bishop Davidson expressed his interest in meeting with transgender sex workers who are known to be working around the St. George's Cathedral. He said some situations are not as loving as they ought to be, but we still have to love people, he said, when talking about transsexual gender sex workers. I want to sit with a group of sex workers to hear their stories, to find out why they are in this position, and to offer them the opportunity to find employment in a different way. I am not telling them that they are not gay. All I'm saying is don't let persons take advantage of who you are, and be careful and take precaution. Viewers, some would agree, some would disagree, with the church's approach, but these churches have decided to take a different approach, one of love and inclusion. Yes, guys. So still ahead, the emergency supplies uncovered in Puerto Rico. And in result, the director of the Emergency Management Agency was fired. And Prince Harry and Meghan breaks ties with the Windsors. All this and more when 284 News returns.
Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but here at 284 Media, we disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gent still stand. 284 Media proudly presents its newest talk show, The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, with yours truly, Ron Grant. A show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. Don't worry, it's not all about suits and bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, a 284 Media production.
Everyone looks to the future, but no one truly knows what the future holds.
The number of people under the age of 20 with type 2 diabetes could increase by 49% by 2050. Let it be known that we all have a 30% chance of developing hypertension.
Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression.
More than 60,000 young adults aged 20 to 39 are diagnosed with cancer each year. Obesity leads to problems such as stroke, heart disease, and kidney failure.
No matter your race, age, or color, we are all at risk.
These diseases can be managed or prevented if caught early.
But with the right medicine and the right doctors to keep us on a path to live a robust and healthy life,
We will live well.
Viewers, welcome back. News out of Puerto Rico. Carlos.
Yes.
Yes, Carlos Acevedo, the director of the Emergency Management Agency, was fired over the weekend. Government Wanda Vasquez quickly fired the director after a warehouse filled with emergency recovery supplies were discovered. The warehouse filled with water, cots, baby food, and other unused emergency supplies were discovered by residents in a coastal city of Ponce. The supplies dated all the way back to 2017, Javon. This is 2017, after Hurricane Maria battered Puerto Rico. The people of Puerto Rico, of course, upset by the discovery, raided the warehouse of its content. 2 other government officials were later fired. This was the Secretary of the Family Department and the Housing Secretary. Governor Vasquez voiced her displeasure with the situation in her statement by saying, "There are thousands of people who have made sacrifices to help those in the South, and it is unforgivable that resources were kept in a warehouse." An investigation was later launched by the governor to determine if the supplies were mishandled. Now, the former director of the Emergency Management Agency, Acevedo, said it is insane to imply the aid was mishandled. He explained that after the recent earthquake, the fire department removed and distributed the supplies from the warehouse. He emphasized that the fact that no citizens were denied of any of the items stored in the warehouse. He further went on to point out that at the moment there is no shortage of any of the items, and when needed, the supplies are distributed to persons who really need it. Javon, in this instance, is this a matter of mishandling, or is there just an abundance of supplies?
Well, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know for sure, but I know it. It sends a very clear message, being that he was fired. I'm sure, based on that fact, that they would have done some form of background investigations to ensure that they're making the right decision.
Right.
Because when you think about this, just meeting the heirs is despicable. This is a time where persons across Puerto Rico and the region were forced to live in deplorable conditions because of the atrocities, Hurricanes Irma and Maria. And persons were hungry for days, for weeks, for months, living without basic necessities. So you can understand the pain and the disappointment of knowing that while some people were living in lack, these things were abundantly stored away in some facility. So I think in this case, you're guilty until proven innocent, because if you are overseer of those products, then it is your responsibility to ensure that they are evenly distributed. All right, viewers, we are running out of time, so we have to move right along. We have all watched how things unraveled over the last 2 weeks within Britain's royal family coming out of Prince Harry's decision to leave the palace. Now, on Saturday, the Queen released a statement that said, quote, "Harry, Meghan, and Archie will always be much loved members of my family." But arguably, it's also a peace treaty to Meghan, who clearly has not enjoyed her royal life. Her Majesty said, quote, "She's particularly proud of how Meghan has so quickly become one of the family." But the warm tone of this statement contradicts the ruthlessness behind it. The Prince and Meghan had earlier declared that they would be starting to carve out a progressive new role within the institution. However, the Queen rejected that and made them choose whether they wanted to stay or go. The couple decided to give up their royal roles altogether, stopping them from using their full titles and also pledging to repay the millions of dollars that they were given to renovate their home in Windsor. Now, it's a move that the Queen had not been expected to make, and it's entirely unprecedented for a monarch to ask her own grandchild to drop their title. But even given the prospect of the Sussexes signing future contracts, Kyla, future deals, the need to separate their ventures from the royal household was pressing. The monarch said that she is, quote, "pleased to have found a constructive and supportive way forward for the couple," while Harry said Sunday that there was really no other option. But what exactly is the HRH title, and why are these three letters so significant? The letters stand for His or Her Royal Highness, a style used to denote senior members of the royal family. Meghan received the HRH, the Duchess of Sussex, upon her marriage to Prince Harry in May of 2018. And Harry's full title was His Royal Highness to the Duke of Sussex, Earl of Dumbarton and Baron Kilkeel. But the couple will no longer use the His and Her Royal Highness as part of their titles. They have agreed to be known simply as Harry, Duke of Sussex, and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, since they wouldn't be representing the Queen in the future. The change, of course, will come into effect of spring of 2020. Now, since the announcement, Harry made a statement on social media that said, quote, "The UK is my home and a place that I love," said Harry in this speech at a charity event in London. "They will never change. That will never change. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding. Unfortunately, that was not possible." So we see some anarchy here, Kyla, between the royal couple and Her Majesty, the Queen. And we've been watching the details unraveled over the last few weeks. Of course, this was quite an unprecedented move. We hardly do hear about situations like this, but I'm very proud of, honestly, of Prince Harry and Meghan making such a bold move. We know of Princess Diana, who died tragically, and a lot of that came from, well, we don't even know the full circumstances, but a lot of that was backed by her discomfort and you know, living in this type of situation, and the scrutiny puts you under the microscope that you live under. I'm sure he didn't want that for his family and boldly decided to make a move. So we have to wrap up there, guys, but of course, we remind you to join us again at 284media.com, and of course, feel free to like us on Facebook at 284media, as well as 284BVI on Instagram, as well as Twitter. My name is Javon Wilson.
And I'm Kyla Kenesha Forbes. We'll see you again tomorrow as we deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news, right here on 284 Media. Happy Monday, everybody.
Have a great week.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There's the answer code.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.